Hubert was noble-born circa 656 AD into French nobility, probably in the European city of Toulouse. He was the eldest son of Bertrand, Duke of Aquitaine, thus heir to the duchy and all of the appurtenant wealth and hereditaments. Hubert was also the grandson of Charibert, king of Toulouse, and a descendant of the legendary Pharamond, king of the Franks. As legend has it, Hubertus was raised among the splendors of court life and was afforded the finer things in life, including the best education, military training, and ample time for leisure. He had vast wealth, influence and importance, and was described as intelligent, physically handsome, energetic and personable. At an early age, Hubert was drawn to one of the pleasurable activities of young nobles, the hunt, called la chasse. In fact, the hunt of animals was the primary activity in which he spent his days. His love for the chase was such that he gradually stopped practicing any religious affiliation, instead spending his days in the fields and woods, trapping and hunting. It is said that Hubert was a renowned bowman, often exhibiting his marksmanship in competitions. He devoted most of his time, even on holy days, to the hunt, a sacrilege in the God-centered times of the Middle Ages. According to the legend, at the court of Theuderic in Metz, Hubert met Floriban, daughter of a noble, who, while a pious and devoted Christian, liked to ride and frequently accompanied Hubert on his hunts. In 682, they got married. A son, Floribert, was born to them. Shortly after giving birth, however, Floriban became ill and she died at the beginning of Holy Week in 684. As the legend continues, on that Good Friday morning, when the faithful were crowding the churches, Hubert went out to hunt. As he was pursuing a magnificent stag, the animal turned and Hubert was astounded to see a vision of a crucifix standing between its antlers. He heard a voice from heaven saying, "Hubert, unless you turn to the Lord and lead a holy life, you shall quickly go down into hell." Hubert dismounted and fell to his knees saying, "Lord, what wilt thou have me do?" The heavenly voice replied, "Go and seek Bishop Lambert, and he will instruct you." After his vision, Hubert renounced all of his royal titles and hereditaments. This included the right to succeed his father as Duke of Aquitaine, which he conferred upon his younger brother, Eudon, in whose care he also placed his infant son. He gave his considerable wealth and possessions to the poor, and set out immediately for Maastricht, where Bishop Lambert received Hubert kindly and became his spiritual advisor. Lambert directed Hubert to go and live among the people and creatures of the nearby forest of the Ardennes, and to devote himself to prayer and study. Hubert did so, and studied for the priesthood, into which he was soon ordained, and shortly afterwards became one of Bishop Lambert's chief associates in the administration of his diocese. Hubert made a pilgrimage to Rome in 708, during which Bishop Lambert was assassinated. Pope Sergius I consecrated Hubert as 31st Bishop of Maastricht. He later became first Bishop of Liege, and was widely known as the Apostle of the Ardennes. Bishop Hubert was diligent in fasting and prayer, and became famous for his eloquence in the pulpit. He remained steadfast in his concern for the needs of the people and creatures of the forest, and set out to convert the pagans and bandits of the Ardennes forest. It is said that he made many forays into the forest for that purpose, and used his considerable archery skills to gain their respect and trust, at which time they became more receptive to the gospel. Hubert was ultimately able to convert many of these people to Christianity. He became an advocate for the people of the forest, and his wise judgment and intercession was frequently sought in many matters, including those involving the forest, wildlife, and hunting. Bishop Hubertus had unusual healing powers which he used to relieve people of various afflictions, and these miraculous acts became widely known. The faithful began making pilgrimages to Hubertus Cathedral in Liege to seek his help, and many miraculous acts by Hubertus were chronicled. On May 30, 727, Hubert died peacefully at the age of 71 in Fura, now Tervuren, located 30 miles from Liege. He was buried in the College Church of St. Peter, Liege. In 825, Bishop Hubert's remains were exhumed and transferred to the Benedictine Abbey of Amdain, the present-day St. Hubertus, Belgium.